Now to that pro-Israel rally in the nation's capital today. Tens of thousands packed the National Mall to show support for Israel in its war with Hamas. Demonstrators called for the release of hostages and an end to anti-Semitism. NBC's Alice Barr is in Washington with more.
On the National Mall today, tens of thousands of people from across the country raising their voices in support of Israel, in prayer for the hostages, and in outrage against rising anti-Semitism.
75 years ago, my grandfather went through the Holocaust. His entire family was wiped out.
These cousins drove down from New York.
We stopped at a gas station this morning, and a fellow came up to me and he said, "They let you in here? They let Jews in here?"
Just one example of the hate lobbed against Jewish Americans. The Anti-Defamation League reporting a nearly 400% increase in anti-Semitic incidents since the same time last year.
We are not going to let history repeat itself.
Islamophobia is also sharply on the rise, and today's demonstration comes 10 days after a massive pro-Palestinian rally in Washington, and amid a growing international outcry over the dire humanitarian crisis in the Gaza Strip.
Whenever I pray for both sides, because there are people, innocent people in Gaza who are being victimized by their own government.
President Biden emphasized hospitals must be protected after Gaza's largest hospital collapsed amid power outages and fierce fighting nearby. The president, who has pledged steadfast support for Israel, today sending a message to the hostages' families.
What's your message for the families?
Hang in there, we're coming.
Hamas kidnapped more than 200 men, women, and children in last month's brutal terror attack, Americans among them. NBC's Lester Holt sat down with 12 family members.
It's been 39 days. Where's the action?
A plea shared by thousands here and around the world.
Alice Barr in Washington. And among those in attendance, Northeast Ohioans, many of whom boarded buses around midnight to make it to the rally. Our Isabel Lawrence brings us more from one woman who said she knew she just had to be there. Hi, Isabel.
Hi, Russ. Well, our sister station in D.C. is reporting that there were about 200,000 people at the National Mall, where a number of speakers took to the stage in support of Israel. Participants gathered to share messages of support for Israel, a call to free hostages, and speak out against anti-Semitism. These photos sent to us from Northeast Ohioans at the march. Now, Jill Zimon is board president of the American Jewish Committee in Cleveland. She got on a bus this morning with AJC colleagues in New York and arrived in D.C. around noon. Zimon says ending the hate and freeing the hostages are the main priorities of the march, in addition to sending those messages of support.
And having Israel understand that the American Jewish community is behind them and does support them. And we want to see an end to the terror. We want to see an end to the deaths. We don't want any innocent deaths.
And the Jewish Federation of Cleveland tells us about 1,700 Northeast Ohioans made their way to D.C., many of them on 25 buses that left the Cleveland area first thing this morning and will return tonight. And back here at home, there was also a local rally in solidarity with Israel this afternoon. This was in South Euclid, where community members lined the streets there and held up signs. Russ.
Right. Isabel Lawrence, thank you.